How difficult is it to fit a TBT tuning kit to an HW95? And will it make much of a difference? Welcome to or welcome back to the channel, whichever one it is. As always, I'm just really glad that you're here. Now, this video, I'm going to be fitting a tuning kit, as you probably saw in the thumbnail, from TBT to my HW95. First of all, I want to say I'm sorry about the mess all over my t-shirt. The reason I'm wearing this t-shirt is because I wore this one when I fitted the tuning kit to my HW97, and this isn't food, it's molly grease and dirt and other detritus. So I thought I'd put it back on because I'm bound to get covered in it. It's just what I do. And anyone who was interested in the t-shirt, by the way, I'd love to say it's merch. It's not. I got it on Temu, so I can't lie. Yeah. Anyway, what I'm hoping to do is get this kit fitted today and get back out and shoot it with the kit fitted. But while I take the stock off of this, you don't need to watch me take the stock off. Everyone knows how to take the stock off of a rifle. While I take the stock off, you guys go and have a look at me shooting the gun yesterday. I fired 10 shots for it and I chronoed it. I didn't go for accuracy at the time. The light was fading. You probably can't tell from this video, but it was getting a bit dark. I just went down the woods, had the gun in the car quick, took 10 shots on the chrono, which happened to actually work this time, which was good. And so yeah, so I want to get this fitted, get back down the woods and see if there's any difference in the sound and the chronograph readings. No idea. We'll see how it goes. Cheers then. Just going to see if my chrono works. Don't know if it does. It's been a pain in the ass, but we'll try. I'm going to take 10 shots. Hopefully it'll record them. Not going for accuracy, but we'll just try anyway. Let's have a look. Start a new string. Six. That's 10. Right. So I took 10 shots and it averaged between, well, they were all, the average was 11.2. 11.2 foot-pound on average. Let's see if there's any different after the kit. All I've done so far is taken the stock off. In the TBT videos, he shows you how to tune the trigger and everything. I'm not going to bother touching the trigger. I'm actually quite happy with the way that the trigger works, so I need to take that one off. But first, I want to show you what you get with the TBT kit. So in the kit, what you actually get is, obviously, your spring. Very self-explanatory. You get your top hat and that's a slip washer and power washers in there with another little packet of grease, which once you snip the corner off that and use a bit of it, in past experience, and as it shows on my actual t-shirt, you might as well bin that because it's just going to get everywhere once you finish using it. Some tin bum slide, some TBT bum slide. This stuff here is, I think it's molly grease. Might be their own concoction from what I understand. Definitely getting a sticker. Everybody loves a sticker. This is the top hat. I do believe that this pops in a la this, like so. So these go either end of the spring, obviously, when you're ready to put them in. So you got your top hat and you've got your spring guides. Piece of sandpaper. This one here, I believe that is the short stroke adapter, is it? I think that's what that is. We'll go with that. So there we go, and there's your bits. If I've got any of this wrong, I do apologise to Nick and anybody else who knows what they're talking about, but I'm doing my very best here. This is the famous record trigger. Now, this one for me is working absolutely fine, so I'm not going to mess about with that. It's a fantastic trigger. I think it feels great. The first stage is really, really good, and the second stage, it seals off perfectly for me. So I'm not going to play with that. But if you do want to adjust your record trigger, Nick does have an incredibly in-depth, concise video on how to do that. I'll leave a link to his YouTube channel in the description and to the website as well. By the way, none of this is sponsored. I'm literally only saying how I feel about the kit itself because the 97 one that I fitted as a complete novice went absolutely swimmingly, and it couldn't have happened as easily if it wasn't for Nick's YouTube videos. So that's the reason that I'm a big fan of what he does. So first stage is to take this trigger out, and from what I understand of that, that involves beating the stuff out of it. Right, so give myself a little platform to work off here. So if I take, got some punches here. I don't know what size we're going for. We'll go with that one. Which side's easiest to come out from. He does say in the video to have the safety catch facing upwards because it's got a tendency to pop out. We don't want it popping out and losing it. We don't want it pinging off all over the place. So just by the look of these pins, I don't know if this gun's ever been apart. It doesn't look like anybody's ever smacked them with an hammer. So let's Hope that it doesn't create too many problems. That one out? No. Right, that's one pin out. Put him over there. And put him over there. Well, both these pins are the different sizes. So what I'm going to do is keep them to the left and to the right and make sure that I put it back together the same way round. And I'll know where the pins go. Cool, and these, right, there it goes, look, popped out. Keep an eye on where the spring goes, because the spring can disappear inside. And we do want that, there it is. Don't want to lose the spring, so I popped it back on there. And I leave that to one side as well. Right, so like I said, the trigger mechanism works absolutely fine for me, so I'm not going to bother messing around with it. I'm going to put that to one side for a minute. Now comes the tricky bit. This part here holds the pressure for the spring. So you have to push this in and somehow, like a bayonet fitting, twist it. And I'm guessing that that's this lug here. Let's see if we can make that happen. Let me just find a little washer or something. What I've got here is a gift from Big Dave, who left me some parts for my TX200. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use that. Let's get rid of a couple of them, just to stop skiddage more than anything. So I'm going to use that to take up the strain on here. Think, and then don't know if the camera's going to get it very well. I need to get something in there. All I'm doing is scratching the bloody thing here. First, you've got to get these lugs out the side. All of these little tiny lugs here, they all have to come out. Don't think I've got anything small enough to get in there, so what I've got to try and do is get something to bend around the corner here. It's these 4 lugs here. These all have to come out now. The only way to do that is from the inside, is to hook something in there and pop them out. I don't have anything that would do that, so I'm going to have to try to make something. So bear with me, bear with. I've got to try and figure something out here. I'm going to try and bend something that I can pop round that way. One way or another, I'm going to get these bloody things out. Right, so I managed to get one of these lugs out. They are not easy, I'm not going to lie to you. What I found was, it was easiest to do was to try and lever it out against the back of the... It's just not easy. So I managed to get one out, that's what they look like. It's bloody frustrating. But you can see how this is not going to turn without them out. So let's persevere a little bit. When you've got one side out, you can literally... There he goes. Right, so you only need to get one side out the difficult way. And then the other side out the easy way. So let's see if I can't lever this one here out. There he goes. Right. It takes a bit of leverage. It does take a little bit of the old leverage. Right, so let's knock that bad boy there out the easy way. There he goes. Right, so there we go. That's all 4 of them out. I'm not going to lie and tell you that I did that in as quick as it looked to you. It's just taken me about 25 minutes to get them out. But I've saved hold of that tool, I think. It's literally the same as Nick had. It's an Allen key. I managed to snap the end off. I didn't have anything to cut it with, but... worked in the end. Right, because I've used everything, look. Tried everything. Now we're back to square one. This is a bit where it might twang off, is the, I think that's the technical terminology. It's this lug here, the one that I've scratched up viciously because I was trying to get that out before I took the pins out, but they do have to come out first. I was never going to get that out, was I? Oh, he turned a beauty now. There he goes. Right. Oh, that wasn't as bad as I thought. It was getting those pins out were harder. Getting those lugs out was harder than that bit, so that's a relief. Right, that's the tension off the spring now, which is a good thing. Cool. By the way, there's a reason. There's a very good reason why I don't do tutorial videos. But people in the comments were saying about fitting a TBT kit to my rifle, so you guys asked for it. That's why I'm doing it. Right, now we've got that bit, and here comes the spring. Now this is the original spring, Because there's nothing really wrong with it, I'm going to keep it. But if you see this bit here, it's going to be replaced with this bit here. I know from my TX200 that these metal parts, if there's anything loose about them, they vibrate like crazy. So I'm hoping that this replacement of those parts is going to take some of that twang out. But so now what we've got to do is take this bit here apart. So this here, one side's a bolt, one side's a nut. So you just got to figure that out. Let's take that one off. Let's unscrew that. Let's break this first. Apparently it's easier if you break that. So we broke that. Might just unscrew that. Annoying little washer bit. There he is. Yeah, he's come off. One of them, look, little spring clip washer. Look, really annoying they are. So keep them to one side and safe. Right, and that's him out. He's got his locking nut on there as well. So keep him to one side. See what I mean about grease all over my bloody t-shirt. Now, from what I understand, there are some tiny shims in there, which there are. See them, look. I don't want to lose them, so I'm going to put that to one side carefully with those shims still very much attached. Right, so now what we got here, the cocking shoe, which is that bit there, slides up and down. Just remember which way it's orientated. You can't really get it wrong, I don't think. Keep them to one side. I'm going to have to clean all these bits up in a minute anyway. Now we've got lapis stone. And there it is. Now I think that that comes off and that fits on there as well as this. But I'm just going to double check that. But I think that's what happens. I think that that's an extension that goes underneath and that bit pops in on the top. Now we've got to go about cleaning it. Cleaning it's quite simple. You just need some brake cleaner and some diligence just to have a good look. Make sure that it's all nice and squeaky clean, but we'll get that done now. Right, cleaning it's quite easy. You just have to get a bit of brake cleaner, like that up and down it. You can actually polish these as well. I'm not going to polish mine because, well, to be completely honest, I don't have any way of polishing it. So it's off the end there. Let's get that nice and degreased. And then you want to get down inside here as well. There we go, right. You can see, look, loads of crap in there. Yeah, I think that's all right. Not bad. I'm actually going to clean this, get the old grease off. These little shims here are quite delicate, so I was going to leave them stuck to the side of the breech, but I don't really want to because I could do with cleaning old grease off. If we're going to do it, we might as well do it. Let's give that a little jazz like that. There we go. That's just for that. I just wanted to get all the old grease off. There's no point in doing it and leaving old greasy patches on there. So, right. So that's clean, that's clean, that's clean, that's clean. On to the next bit. Got loads of brake cleaner on that rag, so I just chuck that on there. Oh, that's a captive nut from in there, I do believe. Yep, that's from in there, so that's fine. You can come out. Right. So that's some boiling water we got there. So we got to pop this off now. We've got to get this bit off. This is the piston seal. That needs to come off now so that we can put the short stroke Dewberry Firkin on there. Both of these need to be malleable, is the word. Not sure how much it needs, or how much it needs to pop off, but put that in under there. There we go. Right, so he's off. Now we want this one out. Right, there's science behind this as to why you need this bit. So I'm going to do is slowing the piston. The piston goes faster over a shortened distance. So it doesn't reduce power, it reduces potential power, apparently. I don't really understand it, but Nick explains it better than I do. So now we've got to put this one on. Right, okay. So not sure where the camera battery died there, so I don't know what we actually got and what we didn't. But what we had to do was we had to fit the short stroke thing on, so he's gone on there now, and then pop them back on. So now we've got this instead. Right, in the TBT kit you get this gear here, which is called bum slide. It's got a higher molybdenum content from what I understand. I don't know what that means. It just sounds cool, so I've said it out loud. What we're going to do is we're going to get you don't need a lot of it. This is still the same tub from my last install, so you just need to rub that all the way around the piston, all the way up, You don't want it to make it in front of the piston really. It's our piston seal. You need a thin layer of it all over there. Don't need a lot at all. I've probably done way too much on there, to be honest. Okay, that's going to go now. So I've got that back in there. Ease in. So that's the piston back in the body there. You get a little baggie, and the baggie's got the slip washer, and it's got 2 power washers in there as well. You don't necessarily need the power washers. I'm going to not put them in for a minute. But the slip washer we'll need in a sec. The grease we'll need in a sec. This isn't Molly grease. This isn't a tin bum slide. This is just a normal grease for greasing the spring. There's your top hat and spring guide. Right, so what we got to do now, we're going to put a bit of bum slide on the top hat here. Spit on there like that. Marvellous. And then a little tiny bit in there for the latch rod when the latch rod bites on in a minute. Bung a bit in there. It doesn't matter if you get a bit on there either by all accounts, because you're going to need to stick the slip washer to it in a minute anyway. And that bad boy goes onto there. Same thing with this, like when it comes like that. Just pop that in through there. Job done. And just whack a load of bum slide on there as well. He goes in there like that. Right, so when it comes to this is the mucky bit. I'll take the corner off your little bag here of that gear. You don't need too much by all accounts. You need like probably not even that, I doubt, but we're going to have that because I've got it. So, and then you just need to work it into your palm and then lubricate the whole spring with it like this. It needs to just get all the way up and down. So that's the spring lubed up, as it were. And then I said about the slip washer and a little bit of grease on the end of there, didn't I? A little bit of that bum slide stuff. Just a little bit, just to tack it on. Like that. It goes in that way, like so. And there we go. Now we just got to rebuild it. You want to put a bit of bum slide on there so that it can spin around when you pop it on in a minute. So this is the cock and shoe. It's got grooves on the side, so we're just going to put a bit in there like that, just to get a little bit on there. You don't need to get loads in there, just to give it a little bit of help on its way, because it is going to be doing a bit of back and forth. It goes on with the knobby bit facing the end to the spring. Goes in like that. Perfect. Right, you should go in there quite easily, no effort whatsoever, like that. Exactly. Oh no, not exactly like that. Like that. Okay, happy with that. So now we got them shims. We don't want to leave them shims out. And I'm going to put a little bit of the bum slide there, a little bit of the bum slide there. Knock him on there and knock him on there. Right, got an old paint, one of the kids' paint brushes. So if I push that in there like that, pull that through, puts that shim in there and over like that. So now we got him in. Get the bolt bit, drop him in the hole, keep that there. Similar thing this side, we want to make sure we got everything in the centre as best as we can. Get that through. Happy days. Screw that bad boy back on. Poke that bad boy there back on as well. Get that one back down where he's meant to be. There we go. Screw him down. There's probably bits I forgot. There's probably people looking at me going, why didn't you do one of them or do that or have that or have that? Okay. So we got that bit connected now. Now we've got to get this bayonet bit back on. So we want this back in. And then grab my thing back a minute. Put him on there. Just going to go round there like that. And then I'm going to, I don't know if you can see that, I'm getting my fat head in the way or not. I need to push him right in, and then there he is. Alright, so I just used that there to lever that back in there. So now we've got compression back on the spring. He locks up shut like that. So far so good. Put these little horrible buggers back in. Awesome. He's in. There we go. That's all of them back in. Getting the trigger mechanism back in, what I did on my other one was I tapped these in gently just so that they were in the right place, because what you got to try and do is juggle 89 different things at once. So you want to cock the trigger first. To cock it, all you got to do is get something just to pop that down like that. That's it. So he's cocked now. And you ain't got to worry about the bits and pieces on there. You want to hold your safety catch like that. Now we've got to try and locate this pin like that. And then we've got to try and get the safety catch to stay in like that and get the second one in. Right, so technically, hopefully that went better than I thought it was going to. Now he should fire like that. So fingers crossed that's all gone together. That went a lot more smoothly than I thought it was going to, because it didn't go as smoothly on the other one. Right, obviously fit this back together. In fact, you don't need to see me put all of that back together. There's 2 screws on that side and 2 screws in there. So let's just get it back together now. One of the bonuses of short stroking this rifle is that when you cock it, it falls further. Now that it falls further down, I can load the pellet in and then cock the rifle. So that should stop people getting annoyed with me for not holding on to the end of it when I'm cocking it. So hopefully that's going to work out. So I'm going to get the sights put back on this, and then I'm going to head out to the woods with it and see whether or not it's made any difference. If it made any difference? Made any difference. So I'll see you in the woods. Cheers. Ah, magic that, wasn't it? Right, we're back down in the woods. Just get myself set up. It's been raining. Let's just get on with it and see whether or not the TBT kit has made any difference whatsoever to my HW95. Here we go, back down in the woods. I've had a little zero because obviously I had to put the scope back on, and I'm very impressed. I could pretend like, oh, I've just got here, and I'm not going to. It's crazy. It's a mad, mad difference. I have got 10 shots recorded on the chrono. I've actually got 11. The top one says 13.6. Ignore that. I'd gone from JSB heavies down to JSB exact and forgot that I changed pellet. So basically 10.7, 8, 9, 9, 11, 11, 9, 11, 11. That's what I got off of it. But I'm absolutely fine with that, to be honest. I could put one of the power washers in, which I think brings it up by 1/4 foot-pound. If the accuracy proves to be off, then maybe I'll try that. But I've got a feeling that over time it might even increase back up to the 11.2 that it was originally, but I'm not really that fussed. But you listen to the difference now. So let me just play a little bit of what it sounded like before versus what it sounds like now. Donk. There's no dong, it's dunk. And this here, Nick sent me an email about this. You just knock the front out, load the pellet in, and then cock it. I mean, that's a lot more health and safety conscious, isn't it? And I actually really like that. Absolutely buzzing with this. Shot a little thing out of the tree. This is great. So it just falls down a little bit further. It was falling to sort of there, which was fine. I suppose I could have got a pellet in there, but it just seemed like a lot of... Now, short stroked, it does that. So I'm a lot happier with. It's going to go hang this one up. I can't promise any groups, but let's have a look. This is purely academic. I just want to see what it's doing. And while I'm down there, I wanted to shoot that metal target. But I don't know about you guys, but I love it. I think this is a massive, massive difference. This is the sound before. And this is the sound now. I think it's a huge difference myself. It's a thud rather than a twang. Oh, that was a bit high, wasn't it? That was a bit high. We're using JSB exacts. The heavies were okay, but I'm going to try these exacts for a bit. I got no issue with the accuracy. I got no issue with the performance. Let me say some words again. Let me try some words again. Let's do that again. I've got no issue with the performance of this rifle. It's literally breathed a new lease of life into it for me. Absolutely brilliant. It's very windy. So happy right now. And nobody can complain about the health and safety of chopping my fingers off now either. That's way better. I don't want to jinx it. I'm going to take this shot and then I'm going to say what I was about to say after. Because then if I'm wrong, I don't have to say this at all and just cut all of this bit out. Okay. Now this video is entirely rolled on far too long already, and I'm very aware of that. The reason I made this video was because a few people asked me when I fitted the 97 kit why I didn't make a video of it. If it's not anything you're interested in the future and you don't want to see me do any more bits and pieces whenever I'm working on the rifles, please let me know, because I do this for you to enjoy. So if it's something that you have enjoyed, please let me know in the comments. But let me just say, if you're not new to the channel, you'll know that that's a very good group for me. It's with an air rifle, especially the HW95. It's the one I struggle with grouping the most. So I'm not saying that the TBT kit's made it more accurate, but maybe it's made it more manageable for me to become more accurate. I don't know the science behind it. But with that said, like I said, this video's dragged itself out a little bit too long now. I chose a TBT kit purely because when I had the 97 kit, Nick couldn't have been more helpful. He was fantastic all the way from purchasing it all the way through to some advice afterwards. He's been exactly the same this time. TBT for me is a great company. They haven't sponsored this video. It's my own opinion. And yeah, and I'll definitely be using TBT kits again. It was quite easy to install. If I can do it, you definitely can do it. So with that said, I'm off. Thanks for watching this video. Like and subscribe if you want to, but as always, please don't feel obligated to. It would help me out massively if you did, and I'd really appreciate it. But whatever it is you choose to do, it's your YouTube. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care. See you in a bit. Cheers.